Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the new YouTube metrics to track in 2018. So YouTube recently announced that they'll be adding 3 new metrics to YouTube Analytics, and it's going to be the impressions and also click-through rate, or impressions click-through rate is another name for it, and unique viewers. So they haven't rolled it out yet, but apparently they're rolling it out. They've announced it already, and they're rolling it out in the next few weeks to some channels have got it already, but they're rolling out to more channels in the next few weeks. So hopefully everybody will get those new metrics in the YouTube Analytics. So I've got the YouTube Studio Beta on my YouTube channel, but I don't see the metrics yet, so it hasn't been rolled out to my channel, but some people have got it already, so hopefully we'll be able to see it soon. But I wanted to explain what these new metrics mean and how this information can be useful to your own channel, so it can grow your channel. You can help you to make better videos. And by watching these metrics, you can know what you have to change. So, then move forward, with the growth of your channel. So my name is Herman Drost from DrostDesigns.com. And if you haven't subscribed already, I have a channel that's dedicated to using YouTube videos to generate traffic, leads, and sales in autopilot. And so you can hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon for get notifications about future videos. I usually upload new videos every Monday and Thursday, then do these live streams on Fridays to answer your questions with upcoming news and tutorials, etc. So so I just want to say hello to everybody here. We've got Tamal, we've got Spiderweb, we've got Technical 108, Abraham, Joni, Multiple Solutions, 10 million views, Zev Helping Point, and we got Wizzy Wayne, and we got Abraham, and we got Science. Hard to pronounce some of these names. So yeah, I want to welcome everybody here, and if you're watching the replay, then hey, you missed out on the live stream, but fortunately, you can still get the content. So today's topic, we're going to look at the new metrics that are coming out in 2018. So YouTube has made that announcement, and so it's going to be impressions and click-through rate and unique viewers. So I'm going to explain what each of these are and be able to see how it can apply to your own channel. So first thing is, well, let me show you a quick funnel, if I can bring it up here, kind of a quick funnel of what kind of talking about. So here you got like impressions, and then you get so YouTube kind of recommends your content with impressions. Then you got the click-through rate, which I'll explain later, but basically is what views actually converted into clicks. And then you got the views there, and then that expands into watch time. So that's kind of the funnel that you'll see in your new YouTube Analytics. So the question is, what actually are impressions? This is actually the number of times that your video thumbnails are going to be shown to viewers on YouTube. So think of each impression as a potential view that you can get for your video. So it's a potential reach that you're going to get on YouTube. So for instance, you might get, say, 10,000 impressions, and you might only get, a small percentage of clicks. So that the impressions is what YouTube is showing your thumbnails, out on the YouTube sphere. So, and the definition of a impression, it's when someone views more than half of your thumbnail for longer than a second. So if a viewer sees less than half the thumbnail, it's not counted as a second. So I got a graphic here I can show you quickly. Let's see if it's here. So yeah, so here at the top you've got, we're going to show it. So this is not an impression. You got like half the thumbnail showing, and an impression is where the full thumbnail is showing for 1 second or more. So so if they just show half the thumbnail, then of course it's not an impression. So not all impressions are going to convert into views, because they're going to, you get a lot of impressions. It's kind of like a website. You get the website's going to be shown on Google. This has been going on in Google for a while, but the website is shown on Google all over the place. But then unless a person clicks on the link, like when you have the website in the search engines, you click on the title and up comes the website. So they'll show you all these different sites. So same with the impressions. YouTube's going to serve that out to their audience. And then if you have a good thumbnail, then you're going to get a view. So the impression is like a potential view to your video. So what kind of impressions are registered? Where are they going to be registered? They'll appear in the search results and on the YouTube homepage, as well as in the YouTube feeds, which are the subscriptions, trending history, watch later, and also in the up next recommendations on the right side of the video player, and in the autoplay, and also the videos in the playlists. But what about the impressions that are not registered? These are, if your video shows up on external websites, like it's embedded on your website or on another website, or a link is embedded on your website, another website, or coming from social media sites, that's not counted as an impression, I guess, because it's not really on YouTube's property. So these could be videos on the YouTube TV, on gaming apps, etc. And also the content within the video player, like end screens and cards, is not counted as an impression. And say you got links in your email list, then somebody clicks on the link in the email, it's also not counted as an impression. So videos where the thumbnail, when less than half the thumbnail is showing, then and it's showing for less than a second, then it's not counted as an impression. And also the videos in the AdWords for video, when your video is shown in AdWords for video, it's also not counted as an impression. So so the impression, if it's counted right away if somebody clicks on it. So say YouTube serving a whole bunch of thumbnails on YouTube search and on the home screen, on YouTube homepage, etc. Somebody clicks on that, then that means you've actually earned that view. So you're actually earning, going from the impressions to a view. So it's like impressions are a potential view, and then when somebody clicks on that view, then you get the view. So clicking on a link is not counted as an impression, but and then also notifications and traffic from external websites and end screens is not included in your impression number. So that impression number is going to show up in YouTube Analytics when they roll this out, and you're able to see the number of impressions that your videos received. So how is this information going to be useful to you? Well, the good thing about impressions, it kind of gives you an idea of which videos are going to be successful and where your traffic is coming from. You know, is it coming from YouTube search? Is it coming from the home screen? Is it coming from the videos that are on the right, you know, and the suggested videos? So it can show you where YouTube is serving your video. And also it can help you understand if a specific topic or a specific format is going to be more successful if it has if you get high impressions or low impressions. So high impressions, you know, they're showing it actually to more people. Okay, so that's talking about impressions. Let's talk about what is the click-through rate. This is actually where the impressions are converted into views. So it measures how often someone saw the thumbnail, then they watched the video. So, for example, if your video got, say, 10,000 impressions and 1,000 views, then the click-through rate is going to be 10% because they got, you know, 10,000 impressions were the way that YouTube surfaced your video to others, and then people clicked on the thumbnail, and then you earned the view. So then that click-through rate is going to show up in your YouTube analytics, and so you'll be able to see how good your video was converting from impressions to views. But, you know, keep in mind that the traffic sources may come from links outside of YouTube, like email and social media, etc. So, but and then you're gonna have probably a higher click-through rate when that's coming from YouTube search, because people are more motivated to find a solution to their problem. So they're searching, you know, they're kind of searching on their computer for a problem, you know, how to repair a toilet or how to stop my dog from barking or biting. So they quickly, you know, they want to find that solution. So they're more highly motivated to find a solution for their problem. So therefore, you're going to get a higher click-through rate from YouTube search than you would, say, on your home screen on your YouTube homepage. So then you'll see that in YouTube Analytics. So how is this information useful to you regarding the click-through rate? Well, it shows how attractive and compelling your thumbnails are. And so YouTube will recommend a video to a viewer if the content is relevant to the viewer. So it kind of means actually that if you have a very good thumbnail, then there's a higher probability that somebody will click on the thumbnail. Now, the only problem is that when somebody clicks on the thumbnail and then the title doesn't match the thumbnail, or the content of the video doesn't match the thumbnail, then what's called the average view duration, or average percentage viewed, you know, the watch time on your video might be very short. So in that case, if that happens, you get a high number of impressions and then a low view duration, then YouTube's not going to serve your video out to, you know, you're not going to get a lot of impressions. So in your statistics and your YouTube analytics, you'll see maybe high number of impressions and then maybe a high click-through rate and short view duration. That means people are not watching your videos. So then that will kind of be a mark against your video, because people are not watching your video based upon what you promised in your thumbnail and your title. So then this brings up the topic of clickbaity videos. I'll never say that right, but you know what? Just a quick look at the chat here. So clickbaity videos are actually where somebody's created a thumbnail that is entices someone to click on the thumbnail, click on the link, so to watch the video. So maybe you've had maybe you have a picture of a cat leaping in the air, and you know, people love cat videos, so they click on the thumbnail, and then your video is all about you know, how to camp in the forest. So it's like, hey, that doesn't match what I saw in the thumbnail. So so then your average view duration, or the watch time, is not going to be very long, because you didn't you know, you kind of entice somebody to click on the thumbnail, but then the content of your video doesn't match the thumbnail and the title. So you're going to get a low average view duration. So how can you tell then if your video is clickbaity? Well, it'll have the high click-through rate, because somebody will hit your thumbnail and they'll click through, and then they'll discover that the video content is not congruent with the thumbnail and the title. So high click-through rate and low view duration is not good. So it'll give you an indication which thumbnail works best. So then instead of doing like an A/B split test, or instead of guessing which thumbnails are working well, then you can see, wow, that thumbnail did really well because I get a high click-through rate. And if you got a good view duration, then you know you can plan your next video and use the same maybe template or format of your previous thumbnail. So just have a quick look in the chat here. Science Arrow. I'm Kishore Kumar. I hope you remember my name from old comments from my personal account. Yeah, I got a few brain cells missing. I can't remember that name, but I got you now. Kishore from Science Arrow. Seb Helping Point says this live stream will rank very well. Oh, well, I hope so. It's probably ranking now. The good thing about a live stream is that, and I've kind of found this out, that even if you schedule a live stream, sometimes it appears it ranks at the top of YouTube or on the first page of YouTube, but you haven't even gone live yet. So it's kind of a good way to kind of just check, you know, is this video going to rank well initially? So that's a good. It kind of gives you an indication of where your video might rank in the search engines. But the downside of the live stream is that your video will do well the first few days, or even just a regular video on YouTube, it'll do well the first few days, but then after 7 days or so, it'll kind of, you know, maybe jump up and down, then it will kind of settle. So it'll disappear from the top. But hopefully if you get a lot of traffic and get good traction, etc., then it might, you know, show up in the first page and on other people's websites. Oh, hi Kim, watching from Denmark. Yeah, welcome here. Just say hello to a couple more people. Coupon from Brooklyn. Okay, I'm going to address some of those questions when I've finished here. But yeah, just put your questions in the chat, and I'll see if I can address them after I finish this presentation. But especially for people that watch the replay, you know, they want to just get the meat of the content. So I'm going to just discuss a little bit about average view duration. I mentioned it before, but average view duration is how engaging your content is, you know, how people like your content. So ideally when you create a video, you have to think about, even before you create the video, is this content that I'm about to create going to offer a solution to somebody's problem, or is it going to entertain them? Or is it something they really want to watch? So, and then, you know, when you create your video, you have to kind of keep resetting the attention of the viewer. You know, one thing is providing great content, But then, if your video is like 5 or 10 or 15 minutes long, then, people have very short attention spans like that of a mosquito. And they might be, might have 20 windows open on their computer. And so they might be kind of distracted while they're watching your videos. So you want to keep them engaged and then ask them a question, maybe show some B-roll, maybe do a transition in your video, add a card. So all different ways that you can kind of keep the attention of your viewer. And you can even tell them, hey, at the end of the video, stay till the end of the video, because I've got a great bonus for you, a great case study or a great cheat sheet or a great ebook or a giveaway or something like that, to keep them watching all the way through. So average view duration then is basically, it kind of gives you that statistic of how long your video is being watched all the way through, or even through successive videos. So converting a potential viewer into an actual viewer is the first step for a successful video. So one thing is you want to, as you get the impressions, as YouTube is serving your video up to different people, then that's impressions. And then you want to earn the view and get a good click-through rate. So that's the kind of the first step of success, is that somebody clicks on your thumbnail and clicks through to your video. But even more important is to keep them watching all the way through your video, and then get them to watch several videos in a row. And then that will give you a high average view duration and high overall channel watch time. So the more watch time you get on your video, and the more accumulated watch time you get on your channel, then you'll get more impressions and potentially more viewers. So that's kind of how it works. Maybe I'll show you that. Let's see, show you that funnel again that I have here. Let's see the funnel. Okay, so here we have got the impressions, and then you got the so say in this particular example you got 13 million impressions, and then you got 20% of the impressions was YouTube recommending your content, and then you got a click-through rate of 1.5%, and you ended up with 3 million views out of the 13 million impressions. So then the average view duration is like 37 point. It seems very low. So I guess in this case the watch time is only 1.4 minutes. So hopefully most of your videos have a more average view duration of more than 1.4 minutes. But that kind of gives you an idea of how it works in the funnel. So you get the impressions, click-through rate, the views, and then the average view duration hopefully is long, and then you get the the watch time. So then the last metric I want to talk about was what are unique viewers. So a unique viewer is kind of shows how big your audience is. So unique viewers, like say somebody watches your video and watches your video multiple times. So maybe you have a tutorial, for instance, like some of my tutorials might be 7 or 10 minutes long, and then you didn't get all the information, so you go back and watch it 10 times. Well, that's considered to YouTube as one unique viewer, because you are the unique viewer, that even though you watched it multiple times, that you get one unique. You're still the unique viewer. So it kind of gives you a measure of the size of your audience, because what you're watching now, what you're getting now when you look at your metrics, you see, oh, my video got 1,000 views, but out of those 1,000 views, maybe 500, maybe not 500, but maybe 300 people watched your video, but they watched it 10 times. That's not the right mathematics, but you kind of get the idea that they're watching the video multiple times, but it's considered a unique viewer even though they watch it several times. So they could be watching it on the computer, and then they go to their cell phone, they watch the same video again, then they go back to the computer, but still counted in the YouTube analytics as one unique viewer. So I hope I explained that well. So for instance, you could get 10,000 views on your video, and 8,000 of them could be unique, and then 2,000 could be duplicate views from the same person, watching the video over and over again. So, but it kind of gives you an indication of how big and active your actual audience is. So instead of thinking, wow, I got so many people that, that watch my video, but maybe it's only 10 people. So it provides the estimated number of different people who came to watch your videos over a set period of time. So how can that information help you? Well, it kind of gives you an idea of what kind of video you could make next. So for instance, say you only got 3 unique viewers. There's only 3 people that are watching your video over and over again. Then that's not a very good. That's not that many people. So so if you're actually exposing your video, your channel to brands, they can see, oh, you got 10,000 unique viewers, or maybe your subscribers, they're kind of the most active on your channel. So they'll be the unique, if you get an active bunch of subscribers, then they'll all be unique viewers. So what if your unique viewers are lower than your subscriber count? Well, this would mean that your subscribers are not always active on your channel. So like in my case, I've got, I don't know what it is now, 26 or 27,000 subscribers, but I'd say the majority of them are not active on my channel, because I started the channel in, 2006, and then it became more active just a few years ago. But, people die, people get sick, people change their interests, or people move on. So your previous bunch of active subscribers may not be the same ones, but hopefully you get more subscribers as you grow your channel. So therefore your subscriber count may not be equal to your unique viewers. It could also mean that you're looking at a short date range. So you might be just looking at a few new videos that are published on your channel. So you might want to expand that date range, like maybe a whole month, and provide some incentives for viewers to return back to your videos. So say, for instance, you published a bunch of videos within a 3-week time period, so you get a certain amount of viewers, and then you take a break for a month, and then you come back and look at your statistics, and you find that there's not much incentive for people to return to your channel to watch your new videos. So therefore your amount of unique viewers are not going to be so high. So as I mentioned before, that when that YouTube Creator Studio, it's currently in beta, but when it rolls out, according to YouTube, it's going to be in the next few weeks. Maybe it'll take longer, because I found that sometimes the official notification from YouTube tends to draw out. So anyway, we'll see. But basically, you're going to get this this funnel in your YouTube analytics, showing impressions, views, average view duration, watch time. And so the impressions are going to show where your videos are being discovered on YouTube, and also in the Google search engine. And then the impression click-through rate shows how many viewers clicked on your thumbnails and contributed to the views and the watch time. So yeah, they said that they're going to roll this out in the next couple of weeks, and then it'll be available in the YouTube Studio. I think they have the different tabs there. Let's see. I think I got a graphic here that I can probably show you. Okay, here. So here's kind of a graphic of the new studio. This is actually from my own channel, but it doesn't show the new metrics that I've been talking about today. But it kind of gives you this is an overview window here, but it gives you the real-time views, kind of like what your current statistics are showing in the classic style. But your real-time views, watch time, top videos, etc. And then I think I got another graphic here to show you. Let's see. I think this one. This is like another. This is the discovery tab. So we've got overview, revenue, discovery, audience, interactive content, kind of like the YouTube Creator Studio app. So you got your search terms, top videos suggesting your content, top playlist, playing your content, top external sources, traffic resource type. So this is kind of a preview of the YouTube Studio. So I've got it on my channel, but I don't have the new metrics in there. But down the left side, you got your videos, your analytics, comments, missing features. So I guess those features are missing. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we got some. Quickly zip through questions here. Oh, hi Flannel Guy, good to see you. Best time to upload a video from Blast Intro. If you've got something like the TubeBuddy extension, it's a free Chrome extension, then in that they show you the best, they kind of show the statistics of where your audience is coming from, where it's where it gets the most traffic, or time, what best time of day. But for me, I usually upload on Mondays, Monday mornings and Thursday mornings. So automatically the statistics show that the best time is Monday mornings and Thursday mornings. So my advice would be just make a schedule and maybe look at your, go to your YouTube analytics and look at the countries where most of your traffic is coming from. So say, for instance, most of your traffic is coming from Australia. So Australia is like 17 or 18 hours ahead. So like today is, let's see, it's Friday. Today is Friday, but it's Saturday there. Let's see, Saturday there already. So they're kind of 1 hour, 1 day ahead of us. So it's already Saturday there. And so then you have to adjust the time. But if it's from maybe some of your traffic is coming from the West Coast, then maybe you want to time your videos to go out in the early morning. So like if you're on the East Coast, they're 3 hours ahead on the West Coast. So you may want to drop your video, publish your video, say in the morning before as people get up. So maybe like 3 in the morning, East Coast time would be like 6 o'clock. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. So anyway, 3 hours before. So 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock here would be 3 o'clock over there. So, so you just have to, what I find is just, pick a schedule and look at your traffic sources, and then just, the more emphasis should be on the regular publishing on a regular schedule. Notorious jugglers, yeah. The time zone is kind of complex. Yeah, I get a lot of people that are viewing my video from India and Pakistan and United States and Australia and the Middle East. So yeah, that's a tough one. That's why I think you just got to pick a time and go for it, or just see where the majority of the traffic is coming from, and then just go from there. Blast Intro is from India. Welcome. eCabinet's Tips and Tricks is, does watching your own videos help your watch hours? I definitely wouldn't recommend that because YouTube has an algorithm that can probably figure that out. So if you're kind of clicking on your videos all the time, that'll be a warning sign that you're kind of trying to try to get up the views on your own video just from your own IP address. So usually, in the internet terms, there's different every computer, every different computer has a different IP address. So if there's anybody technically minded, then please correct me. But I think every computer has a different IP address. So then they can see that the traffic is coming from all different IP addresses from all around the world. So if you continue to click on your video, they'll see it's just coming from one IP address all the time. So you click on your video all day and you get 1,000 views, then they'll be able to see that. So I highly recommend not doing that. Okay. Alex, I can see Alex. Sure, all my gadgets got different IPs from different countries and different accounts and emails. Oh, okay. So you're saying that every gadget has a different IP address? I guess that's what you mean. eCabinet's Tips and Tricks. Hi, Herman. How are you today? I'm feeling good today. Alex saying, I wonder how does YouTube know that it's the same unique viewer? Maybe using different devices with different accounts and IPs. Yeah. That probably answered your question there. Yeah, probably different IPs would probably to answer that. Zeb Helping Point says, what will happen if my channel will be subscribed by the same IP address? I guess that answers the same question. So yeah, if they see it continually coming from the same IP address, then that's not good. So so if you want to get more views, you could just go to your local computer store and put on a playlist for 10 hours from your channel, and so it's just playing the computer store is playing your video for 10 hours. So then you get a very high watch time. So I haven't tried that, but that would be a funny thing to try out. 200 tips are, oh, hi Sharon, good to see you. Made it this time. Are you using OBS or phone for your live stream? I am using Ecamm Live. So I kind of like Ecamm Live because it's easy. You just download the app, and then you can you just have to go into your live stream of YouTube, and then you just you just take what's called the live stream key and you pop it into Ecamm Live, and then you just click go live and you're ready to go. So you can do like you see here now, and then you can also share your screen, or you can bring in a video, and you can also bring in images like this. You just pop it in, and then you can swipe to the right and off it goes. So it's pretty cool. I didn't try OBS. I guess I got lazy, and I thought, well, I heard a lot of people had trouble with it, and then it buffered a lot, and they went off the internet, and different things. So that's why I'm using this one. Zeb Helping Point. Some people are too poor that can't afford to buy instruments to make videos on YouTube. Suggest them what they should do. Well, just use your phone, or if you don't use your phone, you can just do screen sharing. Just go on your computer. So you can just go on. You can just use your mobile app, or you can just go on your computer. They must have a computer, so you can just do You can even do a live stream through Google Hangouts, which is called YouTube Live. So you don't You can share. You can talk like I'm doing now, or you can share your screen. I don't think you can share your screen and show your face. That's the only thing. But yeah, so you don't actually need any software to go live. And if you want to record yourself, then you can use something like Screencast-O-Matic. You can record your screen. Another great app, which is a what does it call it? A Chrome extension is oh heck, it just missed my mind now. I can't remember. Anyway, it's Screencast-O-Matic is one, and there's many other ones that you can use as well to record your screen. I think Zoom is another one that's it's also free. And then you also got the iMovie that comes with your Mac. Zeb Helping Points. I'm in the beginning stage. Don't give much time to YouTube because of lack of time. It's understandable. Okay, I'm just going through the comments here. Earn Tricky says, "Sir, who is best online work and real work?" I don't really understand that. Yeah, maybe ask you a question again. Okay, scrolling back down here. Notorious Juggler says, by the way, you've got a lot of Australian in your slang. Well, actually, it's not. I guess for Americans, it's hard to understand the difference between New Zealand and Australia. And even I can't, now that I've been in America for a long time, I can't see the difference between Australia and New Zealand. But basically, I have a Kiwi accent. But if I talk to my relatives, they say, wow, you sound really American. So I guess it's all mixed up now. Dan Parker sings, "Do you remember me?" Sometimes there's a problem with CC on YouTube video. I don't know what you mean by that, Dan Pinker. Sorry about not pronouncing your name right. But if you got the closed captions, what I usually do to add closed captions to my videos, I usually take the automatic transcription from YouTube, and then I'll just edit it in as the video is playing. And it seems like that YouTube, the auto transcript from YouTube is getting pretty good. Sometimes they mispronounce your name, or if you're not enunciating your words properly, then of course the words will be a little strange. It may look a little strange, but I find maybe I take 10 minutes to kind of edit the transcript, and then I'll publish the transcript. If it's a 10-minute video, longer one, it'll take a bit longer, but it's definitely worth transcribing your videos, because people that can't hear your video, or people that are in the library with the sound turned off, or they're at work and they're watching your video, then they can just read the closed captions and have the sound turned off. So you may not get a huge number of extra people watching your videos, but hey, every little bit counts, so it's definitely worth doing. And also it does help for ranking your videos, because Google can read text. So I don't think it's a huge ranking factor, but every little bit helps. Sharon says, "A man of 1,000 accents." Yeah, mate. Well, it's just a mixture of. Actually, I'm originally from. My parents were Dutch, grew up in New Zealand, and now I'm married to a Austrian lady, and I have American kids. So yeah, it's really mixed up. And I got married in Korea, so that's another one there. Okay, I'm just going to give you a few examples here. If you have any more questions, I'm just going to give you a few examples of maybe some frequently asked questions. But what if you get few impressions and a high click-through rate and a high view duration. So that means, does that mean that YouTube is not promoting your content? Well, especially if you have a new channel, then YouTube wants to see some traction going on with a new channel. So if you just have a brand new channel and you're just, uploading a cat video and then maybe one of your food, etc., and then another one from you riding your bike, and so maybe it's not so interesting, you're not getting much traction. So YouTube's not going to give you not going to show you a video for a brand new channel if it's not got much traction. So you're going to get in your YouTube analytics, you're going to see lack of impressions and maybe a high click-through rate and high view duration of people watching the video all the way through, but not going to be many impressions there. It also could be that the views are coming from an external source, so you might get a lot of views that are coming from your email list, from Facebook, from social media sites, from your blog or from your website. So YouTube doesn't log those impressions, so you might get a lot of views, but it's not impressed upon YouTube. YouTube doesn't count those impressions. So therefore you shouldn't be discouraged. But the main thing is that you're impressing your viewers, because if you impress your viewers, then the algorithm will follow. So if you're trying to figure out the algorithm and everything, you should be trying to figure out how you can please and delight your viewers, and then you get a higher view duration, and YouTube will automatically start showing your video to more channels. Oh, by the way, if you didn't see my last video, how to rank in YouTube suggested videos, then definitely check out that video, because it gives you several points, 5 tips on how to get ranked in YouTube suggested videos. So that's a lot of people don't really know about that, and they just try to rank in search. But you definitely need to know how to rank in YouTube suggested videos as well as YouTube search, and then that will expand your audience. Oh, thanks, Zeb. It's going to be hard to remember the names, but yeah, appreciate that. Name is Arun Zeb. All right, thank you for that. Paragot saying, how to get traffic on YouTube. Well, watch my previous video, and then which is how to rank in YouTube suggested videos, and also if you watch my video before that, how to rank in YouTube search. So you got two different places where these are the prominent statistics that you see in YouTube analytics, is your videos that are being found in YouTube search and also in suggested. So in my case, my channel, my videos are mostly discovered in search, but then right behind that is suggested. So watch the video on how to rank in YouTube search and how to rank in YouTube suggested videos, and this will be a great, you'll get a great tutorial on how to get views to your videos. Well, have Dutch blood, Depanka, but I don't know who Professor Walter Hewen is. Nope. Oh, hi, Whitey Tex. Good to see you. Lots of YouTube channels under review for monetization. Your opinion? I think there's, according to YouTube, they have a backlog of channels that are being reviewed. So initially they said, excuse me. Initially they said 3 weeks, but I think because the backlog is going to take a little bit longer, so might be April. So hold your horses and be patient, and it'll come along. Deborah said, can I send you a super chat? I never use it. How it works? Yes, you can, but I'm not sure if I don't know which country you're from. You may not be able to do it from India if you're from there. But I got a tutorial on Super Chat, so maybe I'll just make a note of that and I'll put it in the description after this video is finished. So instead of trying to explain it all, so but I appreciate the offer. Okay, I'm going to bring up another example. Okay, what if you have a lot of impressions, then you have a low click-through rate but a high average view duration? So in this case, the algorithm thinks that you have a very wide appeal, like say you have high impressions, then the viewers are less interested. So you get the lots of impressions, then low view duration, low click-through rate, and then a high average view duration. So the click-through rate, that you get a lot of people are seeing your video, but then the click-through rate drops, and your thumbnails are not performing well, but then you get a high view duration. So the bottom line is, if you get a high view duration, that means people are watching your video for a good period of time. It could also mean that your title and thumbnail is not performing well. So if people are clicking on the thumbnail, maybe YouTube's showing a lot of impressions, but then you get a lot of impressions, but then then you get a low click-through rate. That means that people are not seeing your thumbnail, but they're not really motivated to click on it. Then you have a low click-through rate. What if you have a few impressions, high click-through rate, and a high view duration? So this means that YouTube is actually not promoting your content, and so that could be a new channel because you're not getting much traction, and views are coming from external sources. So the most ideal video is where you have high number of impressions, high click-through rate, and a high average view duration. Then you're in heaven. So that's actually what you should be shooting for. So so YouTube's promoting your video through a lot of impressions. You get a high click-through rate. That means your thumbnail is attractive and people want to click on your thumbnail. And then when they read your title and they watch your video, then they watch it all the way through, or maybe 60% or 70%. So you get a high view duration. And if you can achieve that, then you achieve that over. Another side is like when they watch a video, then they watch another video and they send them to a playlist and they watch several more videos. Then that even increases your watch time, and then YouTube will then promote your video, and you get a lot more impressions. So it's kind of a catch-22. You're welcome, Whitey Tex. On the tourist juggler saying, just checked out your channel. Well, there's a lot of content. Thumbnails intriguing. Yeah, I probably could do even better with the thumbnails. Probably, especially with these new metrics, it's going to be very competitive to, have people clicking on the thumbnail. So one good software that you should check out is MorningFame, because in MorningFame they'll give you if you sign up for that, then what they do is they compare your thumbnail. You'll get an email every 24 hours that will compare your thumbnails to your competitors' thumbnails, and then they have a banner across there. So would you click on which thumbnail would you click on? And so if your thumbnail really stands out, then you're doing a good job. So then you get more impressions and higher click-through rate, etc. So definitely it's worth testing out your thumbnails. Yeah, I probably got about maybe 500 videos on my channel. Might be more. Might be close to 600 now. So yeah, maybe by the end of the year I might have 1,000 videos. But some of them are pretty old. Found a guy saying, I came across someone's video where the tags used for that video are nothing more than the channel names of other successful channels. The video got many views. Do you have any insight? Well, I would recommend not putting the channel names of your competitors in your tags, because what YouTube is saying, I can't remember how they phrased it, but they're saying something like, don't try to game the YouTube algorithm. So if you continually do that, YouTube might think that you're trying to game the algorithm by, trying to put people's channel names in your meta tags. So ideally, your tags should be totally relevant to the video that you're creating. So maybe in the short run, they might get maybe a lot of views, but down the road, YouTube might warn them, or they might get a strike on a video and say, hey, how come I got a strike? Because it kind of reminds me of when people used to put a bunch of keywords or keyword phrases in the description. So they put like how to train your dog not to bite, and then they put that like 10 times in the description, and then YouTube came out in their guidelines to not kind of stuff keywords into the description. So that kind of reminds me of what what you're doing there. So I would recommend against it, even though they get a lot of traffic. But definitely put your own channel name in there. That's what I do, and then it helps. What will happen in 12 months? I couldn't complete the requirements of YouTube. Well, I think just, Zeb Helping Point, can't remember your name, sorry, but we have to write that down. But essentially, they look at the past 12 months. So you can get 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers and no strikes, no guideline strikes, then you'll be good to go. So my recommendation is just forget about monetization for now and just focus on creating engaging content that your viewers want to watch. And then your channel will grow, and then, you'll attain that, you'll attain that requirement for the YouTube Partner Program. So, and now it seems like they have a backlog. A lot of people thought, well, February 20th, I'll get my channel approved and I'll have monetization. But in reality, a lot of channels, they still haven't been gone through the review process, and there's a backlog. So you still, I would say still keep growing your channel, and mostly have the focus on serving your viewers, and then the algorithm will kick in, your channel will grow, your videos will get better, etc. Oh, if any of you here are not part of my Facebook group, then definitely check it out by going to facebook.com/groups/Tube Video Bootcamp. I think I've got a link to that in the description below the video, so check that out, and then I'll approve you. There's a couple of questions in there to ask. It's kind of strange. Some people join the Facebook group and they don't answer the questions, so it's like, hey, they got something to hide, or maybe, something like that. Yeah, definitely check that out. Okay, Baragat, even after adding ranking tags, there's no view growth. Could you address this issue? Well, it could be a number of things. I think the main ranking factors, I think, first of all, you have to think about what is the path of the potential viewer. So first, it's going to start with a thumbnail. So you've got to have a great thumbnail that attracts people to click on it. Then you've got to have a great title. So the title is very important, important ranking factor. So make sure you got your keyword phrase in the title, and then put it also in the tags, and then and then put other suggested keyword phrases in your tags as well. And then from there, you got to create an engaging video. So all those factors have to be kind of lined up. And so, you know, your thumbnail, your title, your intro, like say immediately, you know, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips on how to start a fire. So immediately people know what the video is about. And then also ask people to subscribe and give them a reason to subscribe, so they won't forget halfway through your video. They're engaged in the content, but they've forgotten to subscribe. So therefore, and then definitely keep an eye on your YouTube analytics to see where, you know, in your audience retention graph, are they dropping off in the first 30 seconds or in the first minute? And then if so, then you need your next video. You have to think, how can I make my next video more engaging? And then also, how can I maybe put a card right before they drop off? And you know, if you have an old video where they drop off in the first minute, put a card right before that minute where they drop off, and then maybe they'll click through to your playlist or to another video that's related to your content. So there's all different tricks that you can use, but that kind of gives you have to think about the path that your viewer is taking, and use the right keyword phrase that people are searching for in the search engines. Rory John, 13th of March, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, announced names of students who got selected, and I got selected. Oh my gosh! Congratulations, Rory John. Surprise for me, and your video helped me to get selected there. Wow! Can you say, Roy, how your video got you selected for MIT? That's amazing. Yeah, congratulations. Oh, you're welcome, Rory. Barakat said how to get in suggested by YouTube. Yeah, watch my previous video on just uploaded on Thursday that talks about how to rank in YouTube suggested videos. So also you can just go to YouTube and then put the search term in the search box, how to control YouTube suggested videos, and my video should be at the top of that first page. So that's called how to control YouTube suggested videos. And I think in that video I give you 7 different tips on how you can rank in YouTube suggested videos. So that's definitely valuable. Mike Coleman, welcome, Mike. I'm new to YouTube. How do I go live? I don't have any subscribers. I need to get a camera to you. Well, don't send me the camera, but I think you need a camera. Well, even if you have a computer, then you're good to go live, because you can just go to the YouTube live events, and then you can actually go live from you don't need any software. You just go into on your dashboard. You have what's called YouTube what do you call it? Live stream. Yeah, live stream. So click on live stream, then you go to I think it's events, and then you can just go live from your computer. I'll put a link to that in the description after this video is finished, because I got a tutorial on how to do the live events from your computers. You don't need any software. You don't need I don't think you need a set number of subscribers at all. Alternatively, you can actually go from your phone. If you have the YouTube app, you can go live from your phone. Roy John said, "You have more than 500 videos and watch more than 100 of them. They really helped me. Believe me. Thank you so much." Yeah, you're very welcome. Okay, let's see if we've got any more questions here. Hey, definitely thank everybody for their questions and for attending the live stream today. The good thing about one thing that YouTube has changed is that the live stream, the chat stream, is still going to be when somebody watches. I think if somebody watches a video afterwards, then the chat stream is still going to be viewable. So after the live stream is finished, then the chat stream was gone. It was all the comments and everything disappeared. So the good thing that they changed now is that the chat stream remains. So that's a good thing. So when this live stream's finished, you'll see the chat stream still there. And then the YouTube Studio Beta, I don't know if anybody else has that. My channel has that, but it's just in the beta stage. So it'll help you to understand your reach actually on YouTube. So they'll give you this what I showed you before, the funnel-shaped card that shows your impressions and then your click-through rate and watch time. So then instead of seeing each, like when you go to YouTube Analytics, you kind of looking at the statistics individually. You go to your watch time report, then you go to your traffic sources, then you go to your audience retention. But in the new YouTube Analytics, you'll be able to see a sort of traffic funnel from the impressions to the click-through rate to the watch time and views, etc. So that'll be all under the Discovery tab. And so it'll shows you how well your videos are appealing to your potential audiences and then capturing your audience's attention through the average view duration and watch time. Oh, thanks, Roy. Appreciate that. Smart videos. Good to see you there. What will happen if I put my video title and description tags? Oh, that's what you should be doing, smart videos. Yeah, make sure the title is, if you're a small channel or just starting out, use the exact keyword phrase that you found, through YouTube suggestion tool, and then put that in the title, put that into your description, and put that also into your tags. So when you create your description, the first 3 lines is going to be visible as people are watching the video. So those first 3 lines, you want to craft a summary of your video because some people are just going to, as they watch a video, they're going to look at your description. And so then you want to craft a summary of your video that reinforces what your video is about. And then if you're going to redirect them to another video or to a playlist or to a squeeze page or to a cheat sheet, put that full URL in those first 3 lines so that people see it right away. And then in your video, if you want to get people to subscribe or check out a link, also say it, say that keyword phrase like how to train your dog not to bite. So, hey, in this video, I'm going to share 5 tips on how to train your dog not to bite. So that how to train your dog not to bite, you're going to say it in your video. It's going to be in your title. It's going to be in your description and also in your tags. So that, therefore, YouTube will see that this is a highly relevant video on how to train your dog not to bite. Rory John says, now I'm free for next some days. Can we meet? Well, maybe, I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, if you've got any more questions, I'll answer the last question, and then I'm going to add some cards to this video and fill out add some of those links in the description. But I want to thank everybody for attending this live stream today, and I hope you got something out of it. So just want to check if there's any more questions here. Yes, so thank everybody. I could share with you today all about the new YouTube metrics that basically comes down to impressions and click-through rate and unique viewers. So hopefully that'll be rolling out to your channels very soon, and then you'll be able to I definitely one tip I would say is to definitely look at your thumbnails, because that looks like it's going to be, if you want to get those click-through, the high click-through rate, then you definitely have to look at the thumbnails and also your engagement of your videos. So the bottom line is try to please your audience by giving them content what they want to watch, and then the algorithm will follow based upon you pleasing your audience. Hey, thank everybody for attending this live stream. If you're watching the replay, then appreciate you watching the replay. I wish you all have a great day and an awesome weekend. Take care.